Guys, football practice underway, and I know it's only been a couple days, but Brody, I'll start with you as kind of one of the returning leaders on this team. How are things going early on?
It's going good. I mean, we're adjusting, to new coach, new division, but I think as a team, we're all sticking together, we're all working together, and I think it's just going really well because, we're all clicking just like we were. Bringing about 19 seniors, we've got a bunch of leadership on the team, so I think that really helps with the younger guys, and they feel comfortable asking us questions and what to do. So.
Daniel, what's been kind of the coach's emphasis early on?
Just got to work through your hardships together as a team, and everything we do is going to be as a team, whether we fail as a team, whether we succeed as a team. Everything's just with your brothers, and that's a big part of what they've been talking about recently.
Brody referenced to Daniel, but to drop from 3A to 2A, what's that like for you guys?
It's the same thing. We recognize the competition, and we're not gonna sleep on the competition. We realize it's about the same. You look at Bighorn, Mountain View, they're just as tough as some of the top teams in 3A. So we're just working just as hard as we were before.
How different will that be, Brody, that you're not playing some of the usual typical rivals, but you still have good competition, as Daniel mentioned?
I think, honestly, it's just going to get a feel for them. Like, it'll be a new feel because, we're playing all 3A teams like Cody and all them, so we kind of know their schemes. But 2A, when we go down, we're just going to have to, work it out. We're going to have to learn a whole new team, whole new coaching staff, how they play, how they coach. So it'll be different. We're just going to have to learn a lot of new things, but I think we'll adjust.
Speaking of adjusting, what's it been like with Coach Wrage at the helm right now?
It's been awesome. I think he's adjusting to us very well. We're adjusting to him. His coaching is just different. He takes it to a level we all understand, and whole new diverse offense. So I think it's gonna be great.
You had a pretty good year last year. I think you're returning all-conference type player. What do you need to do to kind of lead this team, do you think, this year?
I think to lead the team, lead by example. Also, I want to be a resource for the little guys. I want them to look up to me, and also a resource they can use if they need to ask a question or something.
Yeah. Daniel, what about for you in a leadership role? What's that like for you this year?
Just someone we could look up to. Offensive line. I'm the only all-conference lineman that we had, so I'm someone they look up to. When they have troubles, they ask me. When anything needs to be done, it's always to me, and I don't know. You need to be a leader to those guys.
I gotcha. What are some things, Brody, that this team needs to get done before you guys get to your first game, you think?
Of course, definitely learn a new offense, because we got a whole new playbook and everything. But I think definitely the chemistry with the team. We all need to work together. We also need to know how each other plays. Because, I know a lot of our guys, we started last year, but a lot of them didn't. So I just think it's just the chemistry we all need to get together. And I guess as a coaching staff and them coaching us, we just all need to get that chemistry together.
I usually ask players where's your favorite place to play besides at home, but you guys are going to a whole different thing. Is there anywhere you're looking forward to playing, maybe?
I'm definitely, Pinedale's got that cool stadium.
Okay.
I think Cokeville it'll be interesting because it's a little far down, so I think that'll be a fun place to play.
Is there anywhere you're looking forward to playing, Daniel?
Always looking forward to playing Thermop. They're right next door, and
this one counts finally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one finally counts, and it'll be a fun game and it'll be exciting. So that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, is that the one team that you really don't want to lose to?
Yeah.
Is there anybody you guys really want to beat this year?
Definitely Thermop.
I think just beat everyone. I think returning most of our seniors, and I think we have the chance to be the best team in 2A.
Okay, it's a tough 2A conference though. You've had some top teams. So as you guys think about that competition, do you have something in mind in terms of expectations?
Expectations, it's always a win every game. We practice hard, we play hard, and that's going to show come the Friday nights, and that's just what we expect as a team.
What's the best part about bus trips?
Just being with your friends, being with your brothers. These are guys that you hit with every day, that you bleed with, that you sweat with, and they're your family, and that's just the best part, being with your brothers.
Bro, is there a dreadful part about bus trips?
Sometimes, going back kind of stinks on there. So, and depending on where you're going, if it's a far trip, roads, sometimes you can't sleep, but other than that, yeah, I think the memories you make on there make up for it.
What's your favorite pregame meal?
Pregame meal? I definitely think if I can get a steak or something in, because sometimes my dad makes some pretty good steak. That stuff right before a game just
All right. What about for you, Daniel?
I'm big on breakfast, so I'm eating breakfast all the time. Whether it's in like the afternoon or something, I'm always eating around like 7 eggs and hash browns and toast. That's my go-to.
All right. Is there anything that you're just tired of eating on road trips? Not too much.
Yeah, I can't really think of.
Yeah. All right. That's all good. Guys, I appreciate the time. Wish you best luck this year.
Thank you.
Well, Coach, here you are, first year in Worland. I guess what's been the biggest adjustment here coming to the Warriors program for you?
Well, I wouldn't say it's been a much adjustment. It was nice that I knew some of the assistants coming in. It's always kind of an adjustment, but if you've done it a few years, you kind of have an idea of how you should do it, how you shouldn't, and say, you know, maybe we'd try it this way, but maybe that didn't work either. So you just kind of adjust, and I was lucky to have enough time with them in June and July, and that was huge.
So what are you doing early on in practice with this group right now?
We're just kind of getting it in. This is the last day and helmets only, so it's a lot of conditioning, but a lot of technique work, footwork, a lot of individual stuff. Team stuff we come in for is more like formations and recognition for the defense.
Okay. Since you've had experience taking over programs, what are some things that you try and get across early on?
Well, the biggest thing is probably just making sure that we do everything in a team concept type of deal, and that what our expectations are, that people aren't going to stand out, that we do it the right way. It's important that discipline about everything and reminding them how we do it and teaching them each day that the little things do matter.
Yeah. Speaking of the expectations, do you have goals, expectations in mind, maybe just early on to kind of get you going in the right direction?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we're just kind of going day by day, and I know it's a cliche, but some of these guys that didn't spend much time working this summer, trying to figure out what they can do, how they can help us, and what level they fit into. But it's nice having some veterans that can really help that guy next to them. So I'm pleased with how those guys get along and talk to them and teach and don't really gripe at each other. They're pretty mature in that way.
Obviously, transitioning with you as a new coach, but also transitioning to a different class, and that's something different for these guys. What will that be like being part of the 2A West now?
Well, I was years ago when I was in Grable, so familiar with it, and a lot of the coaches are the same that when I was in Grable that we were going against all those guys. So that's familiar. It's good talking to them again. I've always thought it's a good classification. But the competition doesn't really dip that much. You know, you look at 3A, the stars have been Star Valley and Cody. The rest have had up and down years. So it's 2A's that way too. When you have the Cokevilles and Mountain Views and Bighorn, Lyman too, it's good football all the time. And we all kind of believe the same thing too. We like to throw the ball, but we're all run first offense.
For you to get ready for your first game, what are some steps that you need to see out of this team before that comes around?
Probably some depth. You know, even if we have some that could be returning all conference or an all-state player, but the steps got to take is some of those, even like Brody that you talked to, he moved positions. He's played line all this time, and now he's a fullback tight end on offense. And some of them have adopted to that. But they're pretty unselfish kids. I've asked them to do that. Some kids that play quarterback are going to receiver. They've been real accepting of it, and they just kind of work at it. And I think that will give us more depth as we move on.
Do you feel like you've got a good foundation with a good senior class and the kids that do have experience to kind of build from, at least give you a good start?
I think so. I think the experience will help us in the first couple games to get ready for that real first opening season game. I think it will, and it's going to build. And this group is pretty positive. They've had some up and down times, but they're awful positive. And through camp, we saw some of that confidence really build against some good football teams we played.
Coach, thanks for the time. Wish you best of luck this year.
All right, thank you.